Bitcoin and Ethereum, what's next move? Let's find out in the charts here, shall we? Now, I know what the title says, right? Bitcoin has screwed me over and dumped down, and we're going to talk about that and more in today's episode. Why I got screwed. I don't know if you were watching other episodes, but I did the Hail Mary, and man, it just took it out and then rolled over. That sucks. Sucks when that happens, but hey, that's the trader's life. You know, you win some, you lose some, and you know, I've tried to stay away from the Hail Marys from the 4 hours. They just stopped working for Bitcoin, but Ethereum it still works, but the Bitcoin, forget it. It's totally managed by the powers that be. So you know, I'm no longer going to use the Hail Mary on the 4 hour or the hourlies. It's going to have to be only on the short-term time frames for the 5 to 15 minute time frame. Else forget it. It just doesn't work anymore. Yeah, well, this is going to be an interesting episode, right? I did have a title that stated that, hey, you know what, I'm nearly bankrupt. That's not me. Actually, that's a news article. So sorry for the little bit of clickbaitiness, but hey, I wanted to have something really punchy for you guys to come in and watch today's episode, because it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Trust me. You have to watch to the end, because it is funny. It has some serious information that you need to see, right? Because you know what? We know the mainstream media, what they want to do. And we're going to be also talking about Jim Cramer's call as well in today's episode. So make sure you stay and watch that, because that is going to be so funny. We're going to have fun in this episode. I'm going to be laughing my head off, so you don't want to miss that. All right, so with that said, let's get on to the trading. But before we do, remember, if you want to trade this, you could do so at bybit.davincij15.com or okx.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below, so check that out. Okay, let's head over to the TA. So, oh boys, ever since we got that chop, right? Ever since we chopped out here, right, with Bitcoin pumping, thinking it's going to go up, we're going to explode, and nope, reversal, heavy. That has indicated that we're probably going to reverse here, but you know, I'm looking at all the bad news, right, and I'm thinking maybe we should start looking for longs instead of shorts here, because it's just, the news is just so bad that I think that the Bitcoin has turned, right? The Bitcoin price and the Ethereum price has turned at this point because they're just punishing us with bad news, and the way they're doing it is interesting, right? So we have to look at that and say, okay, well, hold on here, what's going on? My concern here is that, you know, we were on a sloping ride a little bit here. So, and then, you know, we can't break above this resistance line of the 17.2 and stay above it for a very long time. So that's a concern. We did have some candle closes above that, but then immediately failed. So that's a concern, but we did that over here too, and then, you know, came back and retake the resistance level, which returned was support, and it became support, and now it's gone. It's now taken off. Can we come back down and retest this support level? Probably. And you know, with this broken trend line, I'm concerned that, hey, maybe we are going to do that, especially since we're now in a bearish sense with the 4 hour below the 13 EMA, and you know, the sense of this looking like a double top, right? And of course, there was divergence all kinds here as well, way back here. So and I wonder if this divergence is also extended out here. Let's take a look at this divergence over here. Yes, so we even have more divergence now. We have it on the 4 hour, actually. Jesus. Yes, before it was on the hourly, now it's on the 4 hour, right? So this is an indication that, hey, wait a second, and we're confirmed. So this is an indication that this is a very weak move, and so we can see that the short is the most likely choice here than a long in every case here. So with that said, let's hunt our shorts and see what we can find, right? We have to go down to the shorter time frame for that. So we've created a range here. You can see that it's not breaking down, a breakdown. We could wait for a breakdown to give us a chance to get in, but because I don't think it's going to go down that far, I would suggest we wait for Bitcoin to do stop runs again, right? Because it loves the stop runs. And so where's the stop run that you want to start with, right? To enter, right? The 1740. Let me start shorting it. This is probably another likely stop run, and so your stop loss would be at the 17,178 level, or 74 level, which is where the resistance line is. So that's where you would put your stops. Short this thing all the way up. So let's just say you're short on average, right? I know shorts have not been working out lately, but hey, you know what? You run the game the market tells you each and every time. You don't worry about losses, right? Because your losses are always going to be small, right? So you always will. You're never worried about major losses because you know what? There's going to be times when you're going to lose a couple in a row, and there's going to be times where you get 10 in a row, and those are the worst times for a trader. Absolute worst time. Why is that? Because they think they're invincible. They think they can. The next trade they can go all in, and that's where you get killed. That's where you lose your whole portfolio. Try not to do that, even if things are you're hitting each trade on a roll. Don't do that. Okay, with that said, that's where you buy out, and that's where the stop loss is, and then boom, we can come all the way down, and then we see we hit the 2-to-1 well before the breakout, which is down here, right? We're breakdown. So if it breaks down below the $16,900 level, we know we're going to go further, and we can run this thing a little bit better. All right, so that's the trade for Bitcoin. Remember, you can trade this at bybit.davincij15.com or okx.davincij15.com. All right. Also, if you don't want to trade, right, you can also use this bot. This bot will help you by trading for you, basically. Trades any kind of crypto, well, not any kind of crypto, actually. It trades Bitcoin, and it trades anything on the FOREX and so forth, and the stock market. So if you're interested in this, right, check it out. It has a great track record, right? You can check out its track record here. These gains are not typical, so just keep that in mind. But yes, this is what some people are getting, and you can I'm sure you could ask them to get some testimonies. And look at that! Wow, wow. There was a dip, and then it just took off. This guy went 300%. Oh my goodness, that was some. He's but he took heavy risk. Just keep that in mind, right? So it's not always. It all depends on what market you're using and what risk strategy you're using. So it's not you're not going to get these kind of crazy gains every single time. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum. Triple top, really. Not the same. It's a triple top. So looking even worse here than Bitcoin. We can say that this thing will break down as well. Most likely only to just the $1,200 level. There's a lot of resistance in that area, so we're probably not going to break down that far with Ethereum. So if you want, you could probably skip this short and then look for something else, right? Ethereum does not usually do stop runs, so it might just break down really quickly on us in the next little while. All right. Remember, I'm a partial owner of NFTshield.io. If you're interested in listing your NFTs, make sure you head over there. Also, finally, one more thing I want to mention is if you head over to davincij15.com, we are now hosting Eunice. Eunice is working with us. She is now providing the trades in our private group. So if you want to be a part of that, you want to see Eunice's trades before everybody else does, make sure you join our Telegram group today and check out what Eunice has to say. She has some really good trades and she makes a lot of money, so might as well make some money off of her. All right, let's get on to the news. All right, Cryptoverse. Forget crypto winter. This is a crypto bloodbath. Now, if we scroll down, to see they got the Bitcoin sign there, trying to associate Bitcoin, and it goes on to say, "I'm nearly bankrupt," says Jihad Fawaz, a crypto trader in Abu Dhabi. "I'm laughing because there's no point in exerting more depression and more frustration about it." This 45-year-old goes on to say, "I had about 40 coins, and then it came down to 20. Then it came down to 10. Then it came down to 5 coins. Now I'm down to the last 2 coins. It's Bitcoin and Ripple," he says. Okay, so just so you know, they probably took somebody who's trading, right, and said, "Hey, you know what? Tell me what happened. You lost a lot of money." Well, he was trading, and you know what? He probably didn't learn how to trade, and that's why he lost the money. That's the key thing, right? When I first started in trading, I didn't know how to trade, and I lost a lot of money. It's when I learned how to trade and studied how to trade is when I started making money. Okay, that's the difference, right? So, but they're using this to bring down the sentiment of the market, and they're not doing it with just one article in one place. It's everywhere. They're repeating this everywhere, over and over again. And just so you know why, to understand why they do this, right? If you take a look at this news article, right, which links in the description below, this news article.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that...
Yeah, so basically they all say the exact same thing, right? They all say the exact same thing. So they're doing the same thing with crypto, right? Because they have an agenda, right? So this is what's happening. And Cramer's in there. He's coming out saying Jim Cramer urges investors to sell their crypto holdings. Says XRP, Cardano, Dogecoin, and Matic could go to zero. A major buy signal of every one of those coins, if I've ever seen one in my entire life. I mean, it's time to dollar cost average in all those coins. I'm sorry. Even though I don't like XRP, just so you know, I don't hate it, don't date it, just trade it. And so it's time to trade your XRP, right? Because it's probably going to run thanks to this clown. So that's where we're at. So, yeah, it's so funny. It's hilarious how, Jim Cramer comes out, right, and pretty much gives us a buy signal of the century, right? And that's the way it is, man. We're at the bottoms here, basically. And so we know that Bitcoin will go higher over the next little while. So make sure you own some Bitcoin, make sure you own some crypto, trade the cryptos, because, this is most likely our bottom. Thanks for watching, and remember, I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll tell you exactly where I am, maybe tomorrow. Cheers.